going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm here and I'm alive and all those other good things. I'm in my new little base of operations, so from now until I move or die or whatever, I get the coronavirus, whatever happens, this is going to be my new space. So enjoy the dull gray backdrop because that is basically Toronto in the winter. So anyway, guys, I've been gone for a little bit, but I'm back and I'm still pasty and everything is going to be great, guys. So today I'm going to be doing a Divine Masculine update, alright? I haven't done these in a while. It's been a little bit, but here I am, okay? So thanks for all being patient, and we're going to get into the tarot reading, and I'm using just a regular sort of right-away tarot. It's just sort of black. Kind of like, I don't even know what you would call this. It doesn't have like a lot of color to it, so it's almost like a regular Rider-Waite tarot, except worse because there isn't color, so that's fun. So we're going to use this deck, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it, and these are all the other decks that I use. I just put them there in case you guys are ever interested. I don't get any of the money, but they're cool decks. I like them, so there they are if you can see them, and if you can't, then that's on you, man. Alright guys, so let's get started, and as always, Divine Masculine update is going to be the Divine Masculine's energy, what they're going to be experiencing during near future energy. We're going to be looking at their headspace and their heart space towards their feminines at this time, and then we're going to be taking a look at the actions they're going to be taking towards the feminines in this sort of near future energy. And to me, near future is always always like 1 to 3 months. That's just me. Time is fluid, and Pop-Tarts are amazing. So alright guys, let's get started. Alright, so let me start with their energy. Take a look at what's going on with the masculine energy during this time. So what is going on with the masculine spirit? What is going on with the masculines? We'll see what I can get. Okay. Okay, so first card that came out is the Eight of Cups. Okay, now hopefully the lighting in here is good. You guys please let me know in the comment section if the lighting's bad, normal, worse than it was before. I'm sure I can buy a lamp or get one from upstairs, whatever it may be, okay? But hopefully you guys can see this card. The Eight of Cups is all about walking away from things that no longer emotionally fulfill the Divine Masculine, right? So, it doesn't have to be a physical journey, but it could be physical journey. It could be walking away from that type of place that they may be in, walking away from an area, a person, a relationship, a family member, a job. The idea is that all these cups that once did fulfill them no longer do, right? And now having all those things, having built upon all those cups, no longer matters anymore. And that's why this person looks like they're starting a journey, right? And it's very similar to what I've been going through in my life, and I've pretty much been shifting into my Divine Masculine, so this reading almost might even resonate for me directly. But it's this idea of walking away from things that no longer serve, right? Starting that new journey, beginning something new, right? So, to continue the reading, and that's positive. The Eight of Cups does seem like it's a little bit negative because it does involve some sort of emotional withdrawal, but the great news is we have the Sun card after that, right? And the Sun card is about that inner child, right? You can see this child, this naked little child, riding this horse with the sun in the background, right? Of course, that's going to mean not only about inner child work, about freeing your inner child, because of course the inner child never goes away, right? Your physical body changes, and yes, you do emotionally mature, or most people anyway, but the child inside you is always still there, right? So these masculines almost are getting in touch with their inner child. They're going towards leaving something that does not situate them, or that does not fulfill them in a situation, and moving towards something that does, right? Making them feel free and happy again, right? The Sun card is a great card to get. It's about happiness. So the masculines are getting into this energy, or they're in this energy right now of walking away from something, really going on this journey, and then it's going to lead towards towards some sort of happiness, right? Now that could be with you guys, of course, the feminines that are watching, but it could just be an energy of positivity, which of course is good, because you would want someone to be positive in a relationship and not have them be incredibly negative, right? Now, after that we have the Ten of Cups, right? So you had that Eight of Cups, nothing was fulfilling them, but shit, Ten of Cups means that something will. That means that they're going to get their Ten of Cups, happy home life, happy family. As an energy, it's about feeling like you're in the flow of your own life, essentially. Feeling like there's something to be proud of. You have those two kids dancing. You have the husband and wife sort of appreciating all that's there, looking at all that they've accomplished, looking at all of their cups and basking in it, right? Doesn't have to be a man and a wife. Could be two girls, could be two guys, all the other good stuff that you guys got going on, right? But that's great news, because it just means that the masculines, a lot of masculines right now anyway, are moving away from something. But the Eight of Cups is it's a journey kind of energy. So if you do not feel this energy from them yet, it's because the Eight of Cups is a journey. Okay, they have to take that step, and in order for them to take that step, they have to realize that things no longer serve them. But I do feel that they are at this time. So that's good news for the feminines who are waiting on their masculines, or at least hoping that they'll come back. I would never suggest for any of you guys to wait on anybody. We have the Emperor card. That's a great card. That's very divine masculine energy. Okay, this Emperor, right? Major Arcana along with the Sun card here. So this is an overall theme. This is about coming into their power, about making rational decisions, about making clear-cut decisions and following through. The Emperor knows what he's doing, knows how to do it, and does not feel regret about doing so, right? The Emperor understands the choices ahead of him and is okay with what's happened behind him, okay? The Emperor very much takes charge. So they're taking charge, they're feeling confidence, right? The Emperor is a very confident energy to be in. Which is what you would want, I think, from your masculines. And it is, to me, the Divine Masculine card. So when you see the Emperor coming in, it's very much about those masculines now being able to make the decisions that you guys have been essentially waiting for them to make, right? And then we have the Page of Swords, okay? And you can see this Page of Swords sort of doing this weird hula hoop thing dance. I don't know what he's doing. He's clearly on ecstasy, but that's fine. That's fun. But the Page of Swords is all about, I guess it's sort of like clarity. It's sort of like clear cut. You can see this guy sort of beginning to sort of slice away at something, right? It looks like he's ready to cut something down. But the swords, of course, are a representation of truth, clarity, message, intelligence, right? The Page of Swords is a very witty, intelligent person. So it's about coming through with very clear ideas, right? So being in this energy where they feel clear-headed, for example, there was a point, and you guys, if you've been watching me for more than a week, you may understand that I was trying to quit weed for quite a long time. At one point it was great, one point it served me. That was amazing. So awesome. Oh yeah, listen to Kanye West and get high. That was the best, right? But eventually it didn't matter anymore, and I had to move past it. Page of Swords is all about, is how I sort of felt when I got rid of it, when I sort of stopped feeding that addiction inside of myself. And I truly do not have the urge to smoke weed, and it's been quite a long time since I've done that. And again, not a negative opinion on it at all. I have no stance on it in case you do smoke weed. Not looking to offend anybody. But the idea for me was that it did not serve me anymore, and the Page of Swords was sort of the energy that I felt having all of that stuff free from my mind, right? Having a clear head. Because when you have a clear head and you're not using anything to escape, you're able to make clear decisions and think clearly, which is a great boost for your confidence and also your ability to make rational decisions and, of course, clear away any confusion, right? So these masculines not running away, but turning their backs on things that do not serve them anymore. And again, I've given you a couple examples because they're going to be getting into this energy of the Sun, the Ten of Cups, the Emperor, Page of Swords, right? Confidence, clarity, inner child work, happiness, joy, feeling more like themselves, feeling more like a kid, living more in the moment, having this happy home, having something fulfilled. So it's almost like meeting the universe halfway. They have to first move away from something in order to feel good again, feel healthy, feel happy. Okay, so let me move these up. And I apologize, there's some stains on this. I don't know if you can see them. I promise they're not cum stains. I promise. Okay, guys, I absolutely promise. Wink, wink. All right, guys, that's just a joke. Please don't sue me. All right, let's move on to the head space and the heart space for you guys. We'll do that because that'll be fun, and that's what I said we're going to do. All right, so let's see what they're thinking about you. We'll start with them. We'll see how they're thinking. How is the masculines thinking about their feminines at this time? What are they thinking about the relationship, dear spirit? Okay, card dropped on the ground. I'm going to pick it up, and it's going to be great. A lot of fun, guys. All right, so first and foremost, we have the Knight of Wands. So, charging in, wanting to charge in, wanting to express something. The Knight of Wands is a character who rushes in and just says a bunch of stuff and is like, here I am, are you ready for me? That's the kind of energy of the Knight of Wands, is bringing that wand, bringing that passion in. Okay, so that might be very much what you want inside of their headspace. They are definitely thinking, about communicating, we have the Knight of Swords, so 2 knights. That's a lot of action. Okay, the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands are the fastest knights in the deck. The Knight of Pentacles, slow moving, and the Knight of Cups is slower moving as well. Okay, but these knights essentially rush in with their horses charging in, right? And of course, the Knight of Swords is about bringing in that truth, bringing in that communication. So they very much want to rush in. They very much want to start things up. I think they're thinking about you guys a lot. Intuitively, I do feel that a lot of them are itching almost to come back and express something to you. I think a lot of them understand that it's been too long. But then we have the Four of Swords, right, after the Knight of Swords. So it's about that healing work. It's about those things that they've accomplished during their rest, right? It's about taking that break. So this could have 2 different meanings, of course. It could mean that they want to rush in, they want to travel towards you, they want to express their truth, and I think for many of you, you will receive that sort of communication from your masculine. You will have them come into your life in some sort of way, even if you guys are already in a partnership, already talking. You guys just might expect that sort of sort of communication and passion to be there. Now again, you might be traveling towards them, but expect that when you guys meet or talk, it's going to be very fiery, very passionate, a lot of truth, a lot of clarity, a lot of understanding, just a lot of communication in general, right? And then the Four of Swords is, of course, they might be wanting to communicate about how they've healed, about how they've changed, what they've learned, right? Now, for others of you, it's going to be something more along the lines of Knight of Swords next to the Four of Swords is saying, like, with the Knight of Wands as well, that they want to rush in, they want to do, they're thinking about all this stuff, but there's still some healing work to do, right? So for some masculines, there is there's that first sort of scenario I was mentioning where it's more like they want to express what they've learned during this healing, or they want to show you that they've healed. And for some of you other guys, it's going to be more or less about that fact that they still have some healing to do, and that's sort of keeping them from coming in and rushing in, though they are thinking about it. And of course, even if they do have some healing to do, it's not to say that they still won't rush in, right? Or they won't be that sort of passion and energy between you guys, okay? So that's really good for their headspace. Definitely thinking a lot about this relationship at this time, a lot of passion and a lot of communication. But the Knight of Swords does have a little element to it, not totally negative, but it is about a stressful situation a little bit. So it could be some overthinking and stressed about what to do. And of course, when you're stressed, it sort of blocks the process, okay? Which I'm sure many of you guys will understand in your own awakening journey. All right, so let me go into their heart space right now, and we'll take a look at how they're feeling towards their feminines. We'll see if it matches up with their headspace and matches up with what resonates for you guys, all right? All right, so what is going on with the heart space for the masculines? How are they feeling about their feminines at this time? Okay, so the first card that I got, this is great because it matches up with the Knight of Wands. This is the Chariot card. This is about traveling, new direction, coming in very, very hot, choosing a new direction, but also coming in with drive. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the term drive. I don't mean, obviously, a physical automobile or a scooter. I do mean, of course, an ability to move forward and continue moving forward, essentially not being so lazy, detached, right? Having that energy to just keep going and traveling, right? Having those 2 sphinxes here. What are they sphinxes? They're some sort of Egyptian shit. I don't know. But those 2 sort of elemental beasts right there, very strong, very powerful, carrying that person in, right? So in their heart space, they have a lot of drive, a lot of passion for you guys. You are essentially fueling their passion right now. So you guys are matching up with the head and the heart space, which is good news. That's good news. Keeping it going. See what else we can get, right? Oh, this is beautiful, guys. We have the 2 of Cups. Okay, and I rarely use the word beautiful in tarot readings, so you should know how beautiful it is. 2 of Cups is about union, soulmate, love. Doesn't matter, soulmate, twin flame, whatever. The idea here, guys, is about that love partnership. This is about that companionship that you've been longing for. They feel that shit in their hearts, and they love you guys. Okay, that's what the 2 of Cups is all about. 2 people offering their cups, 2 people coming in under this sort of harmony, this sort of match made in heaven. If you can forgive the label there, but that's the sort of cliche phrase. But that's, you know, match made in heaven, right? It applies. Okay, it's about that partnership and about that union coming in. So they definitely want you guys, right? They're feeling you, they're understanding you. I don't know why that card was flipped upside down. And finally, guys, we have the 10 of Wands. It's funny that they had the 4 of Swords, which is slightly negative. And then the 10 of Wands, which is slightly negative as well. Not that I don't think there's any negative or positive cards, but there is definitely slower cards and faster cards and better cards or worse cards, if you want to put it like that. But Ten of Wands, it is completion, it is good. The Ten of Wands, this man here carrying all of his burdens and walking away with them, right? It looks like me trying to take all the groceries in at one time, right, from the car. And that, almost never works. I always end up spilling oranges or milk, or Reese's peanut butter cups, or whatever, sponges and rope, and whatever it is I'm buying at the grocery store. I don't know. Preparation H, who knows? But you end up just dropping it everywhere, and you're like, God damn it! And then your neighbors are looking at you, and Samantha thinks she's so cool because she's got a Prius and she can do whatever she wants, and she's got a boyfriend to help her out with her shit. Anyway, this is getting personal. Fuck Samantha. But the point is, guys, okay, that Ten of Wands is a burden. So there is some burdens on their heart. There is some burdens. There is a feeling of overwork. There is a feeling of heaviness inside of their heart still. There is something, and it makes sense because this is heavy. This is clearly heavy. It's ruining this guy's back, and the Four of Swords is it's kind of a sort of heavy energy to be in. It's about resting. So again, guys, they're very, very close. It's almost like they're 80-75% there, but there's still something holding them back, and there's nothing that you guys can do about that. I'm not saying that in a negative way. I mean that all you guys have to do is keep focusing on yourself and be patient, because they're getting this Eight of Cups energy. So the type of person that you want, very, very close to getting that. Don't give up on that sort of. If they're your twin flame, truly, don't give up on that relationship. Don't give up on your own love. Support them emotionally, spiritually. But remember that they're very, very close, but they do seem to be in their headspace healing a little bit. Some of them, right? Some of them may have healed, but there is still some heaviness inside of their heart. But they are completing these sort of burdens inside of themselves and letting things go, completing cycles in their own life, and allowing themselves to put down all of this shit, right? Obviously, it's their own fault if they don't realize they can do, they can take those trips from the grocery back to, trips from the car with the groceries into their house in 2 or 3 trips rather than all at once. They're making it harder on themselves, but some people are stubborn, okay? And masculines often are, and men often are, women are too, and so are dogs, honestly. Everybody's just fucking stubborn all the time, okay? So let me move up from there, move those cards up, and now I want to just get an actions towards you guys. I'm going to do 5 more cards, actions towards the feminine in the near future. Again, time is fluid, but near future to me is 1 to 3 months, so hopefully it resonates, and hopefully it comes true for a lot of you guys, okay? Alright, so what actions are these masculines going to be taking towards the feminine? They're feminines. Hoping to get some action cards. We already did. This is great. You have the Lovers card, so that's all about making choices. I'm just going to pull the rest of the cards because these are actions. I don't want to read them individually, but the Lovers card is about making choices, about that twin flame kind of energy to be in. Freaking great card right here. We have the Fool card, right? New beginnings. Taking that leap of faith, anything can happen. Now, the Fool is, of course, a fool, meaning he's not aware of the dangers that this journey possesses, but he's sort of just like, whatever happens, happens, right? Making that choice about that relationship. We have the King of Cups, meaning that, if after the Fool there was some negative kind of cards, it'd be like, ah, shit, the risks are a lot worse than they knew. But with the King of Cups, that's great because it means that this is actually a very, very good journey for them because it's leading them into being emotionally fulfilled, right? So they're going to be that emotionally mature person, that man. Again, doesn't have to be a man, but that idea about being an emotionally mature person, someone who's more in touch with their heart than they were at a different point in their life, right? But I am loving the Fool and the Lovers card. That's great energy to be in for them. Especially because they're making a choice about love, and that's leading them to feeling like almost like that Fool energy, like they can do and accomplish anything. Excuse me while I try to get this card that fell to the ground, and you can look at my neck and shit. That'd be fun for you guys. Alright, we have the Four of Cups, so a little bit of detachment. Funny that they had the Four of Swords up there. Funny also because you have the King of Cups and the Four of Cups, right? King of Cups about being mature. I don't think this is too negative. I do think still that there is some things that they're thinking about. I don't think that you guys are going to get all of that love at once. And then we have the Tower card, which is about change and disruption. Solid foundations breaking apart that probably were not so solid, but the good news is they can rebuild. And I'm going to pull one more card because I don't want to end on the Tower, because that's sort of just saying change is going to occur within them, but what does that mean, right? And the next card that came out is the Strength card, which is perfect, because that means that whatever did break away is actually going to return quite strong. And what's kind of funny, actually, is it sort of lines up. Maybe you guys can see this, but if you look at the clouds of these cards, the Tower and the Strength card, they almost match up. And my computer just shut off there for a second, excuse me. I should probably plug it in, but it doesn't matter. Hopefully that didn't lag out for you guys. But the Strength card, you can sort of see these clouds almost they're lining up, right? It's just this little detail I noticed. It just makes it seem like it flows a little bit more, but maybe not that important. But anyway, the Strength card is about having grace and about being in control of your own power, and also about tempering the sort of power within, right? Balancing it out, having grace and tempering this lion. This lion almost looks like it's listening to this woman here, balancing that feminine, that masculine, right? Having the strength to move forward. So anything that has broken apart in their life, essentially, it's sort of like that. It's going to be built more at strength. So anything that has fallen apart in their lives has made them stronger. So just as pure action cards, because some of these seem like they're not action, but I'll just roll through them real quick for you. Read, roll, whatever word I'm using there. But the Lovers card. So they're coming in, they're making a choice for you guys, okay? They're making a choice about this twin flame relationship. They're making a choice about this connection. They're making a choice about you, okay? So what they're going to be making this choice about is, okay, new beginning with the Fool card, right? They're coming in. They are going to take that leap of faith. They've decided that the risks are worth it, okay? The risks that are worth it is because they're much more mature, and they're coming in with a real solid offer, and it is believable, and you can trust it, and it is sincere, and they have matured, okay? They've matured because they're no longer going to be in this detached energy, okay? They're no longer going to be bored. Now, some of them might take an action where they briefly spend time with themselves to decide about the connection, okay? But I do believe that once they come in, because they're coming in, guys, they are, okay? Especially with their head space, right? And the heart space, to be honest. But once they come in, there might be some sort of, you guys might sort of, when you guys do come in, there might really be that deep, intense connection, and they know that they want you. And because they know that they want you, there's going to be some deep thinking, and I do believe that they're going to change something about themselves, change some sort of belief system about themselves. Even, it could be just something as simple as their fear of commitment, but it probably more than likely has something to do with removing fear from their lives, tearing down shaky foundations. I'll be the first to admit, guys, you know, I'm afraid of things as well, right? I'm not perfect. Nobody really is, except for the Wiggles. They're obviously perfect. But other than the Wiggles, everybody else is not perfect, right? And so it's this idea, like within myself, like I'm afraid of things too. I'm afraid of being vulnerable. I think a lot of people are. I've built foundations in my life that aren't still are not at the not built upon the most solid foundations, right? So it applies for me as well, okay? And then we have the Strength card, which again is telling me that after they change something about themselves, they'll become a stronger individual and actually learn to temper their power, their anger, that sort of untamed beast within them, to bring that back down to earth and be grounded. Okay, guys? So that's a really good reading, all right? So hopefully you guys resonated with this. The actions are looking good, head and heart space. Again, just some minor stuff, and their energy's looking good. They're going on that journey, walking away from stuff that no longer serves them. That's great news, probably what you guys want to hear. And that's great that I got to fulfill that for you, okay? So anyway, guys, shameless self-promotion. If you guys want a reading, links in the bottom. Hit me up if that's what you're interested in, and we can have a good time. We'll share some sarcasm and some laughs, and it'll be great. Alright, guys, so hopefully you guys liked it. I'm going to do these more regularly now that I'm back and settled and more grounded in my real life. There's going to be lots of weekly videos, lots of these things going on, lots of tarot readings. I'm going to start teaching tarot, offering that. I'm going to do a video on that probably next week. And again, I do coaching, stuff like that. And I'm really excited to also just revamp my regular YouTube videos where I just talk to you guys about subjects and stuff like that. So thanks for listening all the way to the end, including the part where I just talked about my business, because that sucks and I don't like doing that, but you know, whatever. Alright guys, so thanks so much. I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys hopefully soon, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Alright, happy trails, guys.